Does anyone have a question to us? Oh, there's got to be a question. I got a question. Does anyone have a question?
Stuart, can you talk about solitude or wanting to be alone?
Excuse me?
Can you talk about solitude and the want to be alone?
Well, I mean, look, I've spent many years of my life living in kind of solitude and by myself. And I discovered a very important thing, and that was Stuart, when I was younger, I needed to be comfortable in any circumstance that I was involved in, whether it was crowds of people or just being on my own. I had to be connected with spirit, no matter what I was doing in my daily life. And yeah, solitude is great, but a lot of people hide out in it because they're afraid to really deal with life. So they spend their time alone. So I'm not, a big fan of either, solitude or, I mean, if you do this exercise properly, you'll detach from all the noise in the world. It doesn't matter what's going, there'll be bombs going off, and you could be completely detached from it and in a state of solitude. So the greatest solitude is a chakra system that's highly developed, that gives us the capacity to detach from whatever's going on in life, including solitude. So, I mean, I don't really have an answer to that. I mean, some people like solitude, some people like to be gregarious and be around people all the time. I tell you, frankly, I like both. I really do. I love to be around people, and I love to learn from each and every person that comes into my life. At the same time, the only person I spend 24 hours a day with is myself. And I'm not around people all the time. So the solitude has become very important also, giving me an opportunity to work inside. And both of them, I don't find that one is any better than the other. But I find that a strong chakra system, the development of a connection with spirit, can bring about the most profound levels of solitude that you can ever imagine, even if you're in a crowd of 1,000 people. I mean, I once wrote a poem. In fact, there was a Japanese band that made a song out of it that they performed in a place near Lincoln Center in New York. And it was really, I'm in the forest, it's night, the birds are still, the crickets are still, this is still, and that is still. If only my mind would just shut up. I think that's the greatest solitude, being able to keep your mind quiet. Does anyone else have a question? I remember I once wrote another little poem about, kind of a hermit who's living in a cave, and he decides that it's time for him to go up to the city and teach in the city. He comes down, and every beggar and every he has arguments with and fights with, trying to convince him about his spirit. And he finally realizes, hey, I need to grow. I haven't learned to find God in the city. I haven't learned to find God in every single aspect of life. And I think, to me, that is the key to all of this. And there's no objective or external circumstance that's going to provide that except teaching you about getting that solitude inside yourself, getting the mind quiet, getting the emotions quiet, getting the sexual energy quiet, developing the capacity to stay centered and detached in yourself and not being caught up in all of that tension. Does anyone else have a question? All right, I have a little announcement to make, and don't get nervous when I announce this. I mean, look, next Friday, not this Friday, I have to have an operation done. And I have a hernia, which I don't even know how I got, but I got it, and I have to take care of it. And I'm going to do that next Friday. I might have to not have class for 4 or 5 days after. I don't know. It depends. That's really day by day. But there will be class up until next Thursday, and then I'm having this operation next Friday morning. It's nothing serious. I mean, doctors do this with their eyes closed. It's a very common thing. But I have to do it because otherwise this thing could get worse. So I'll keep you informed about what's going on. And, this all came about 2-3 weeks ago. And I went to see a surgeon today, and we settled on next Friday. But there will be class tomorrow, Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, next week. Does anyone have a question? My God, you get older and all kinds of shit happens. Huh? It's really something. I mean, the doctor couldn't believe my age. He said, "My God, how do you stay like this?" I said, "I've been doing meditation for 50 years. That's how I stay like this." Does anyone have a question? Anyone else have a question? Okay, so don't get nervous about it. This is a very common thing, and it's something that I need to get done, and I'll feel a lot better after it's done. Okay, if there are no questions, then there will be meditation on tomorrow. Thank you. God bless you all. And I'm looking forward to seeing everybody tomorrow. Thank you.
All right, Stuart. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, Stuart. Bye.
Good night.